7-0 is the final score there. 8:05 it begins tonight on WMMS. They'll finish that off with the Rangers tomorrow night and then come home to host the Twins before the Mets pull into town next week. Cavaliers go back to Boston. Or do they come home? They go back to Boston. Getting myself confused here. Game 5, of course, the Celtics lead 3-1 in that series, but Game 5 could be the Cavs pulling it out tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. They're from Boston. Of course, the WNBA season begins tonight. And the only reason people are talking about that, of course, is because of Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, aptly named because they are feverishly posting all things Caitlin Clark. It's like walked into the locker room in a ball gown. That's the thing now, right? Men and women's sports. You got to make an entrance.
Pre-show fit.
Yeah. And so she arrived about 15 minutes ago for her first WNBA game. The Indiana Fever are playing the Connecticut Sun tonight.
What time is the game?
7:30 tonight.
And she got there at 4:30?
Mm-hmm. No, she got there
I'm sorry, 5:30?
They're on Central Time.
Oh.
So that would be...
But still, that's like 2 hours early.
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's a lot.
Well, what's she going to do?
Well,
you mean that's early for her to show up?
Isn't it?
What do you think she just shows up at like?
I mean, they shoot around.
The game, like,
yeah, but I guess I didn't.
Warm-up thing and
I guess I didn't
before.
realize it was that long.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing like a whole. I went on Saturday when I went to the game, and I was sitting down courtside or like in those better seats.
The executive lodge?
Yeah.
The seats that lost the game.
Lounge.
Yes, the seats that lost the game, the bad luck seats. Players are down there working on certain shots or, just stretching.
Competitive pressure, and obviously you want to come out of the gate and you want to have a good game. You want to be living up to the hype.
That's what I mean.
That's the pressure.
That's the pressure.
But in your brain, you're like, I'm getting paid either way.
Yeah,
no,
but
it isn't.
It's
Yeah,
not
it is.
that.
It's not. When you are the number one, like you're the guy or the girl, I feel like it's not about screw it, I'm going to make my money anyway. It's all these people are paying attention to me.
Yeah.
The WNBA has never had this much press before me.
Yeah, it's all on her shoulders.
I have to perform.
Yeah. Yep. They're putting all their eggs in her basket. They're trying to get better TV deals out of her. They're trying to get, better CBAs out of her and
Get 6-figure contracts.
yeah. Upper five-figure contracts would be great.
That's where she's at.
Yeah. But they're not all making that, I don't think. Unless that's league minimum now. But I mean,
I don't know how it all works.
These girls used to make nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty wild. Mary likes to talk about, I'd just love to win the lottery so it would solve all my problems.
Yes.
And I was reading about a guy who won $1 billion, a lottery winner who is suing his baby mama because she told his family, and he didn't want his family to know. He hit $1 billion jackpot, and he is suing his baby mama for telling his family. So now his own dad is accusing him of lying about promising to help the family. This guy wins the money. He says, here's what I'm going to do. But I'm not quite sure how this plays out, because if he's mad at the girl for telling the family, you are not the son I knew, said the winner's father, who is a retired police chief in his 70s. These are people in Portland, Maine. And he said, my son called me a dictator and an a-hole. A is short for ass, Bill.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
He said, get the fetch off my phone line and don't call me back. He said, I have not heard from my son since. This guy won a $1.35 billion Mega Millions, the fourth largest lottery payout in U.S. history. He wanted to remain anonymous and continues to be. He's never been identified. He bought the winning ticket at Hometown Gas and Grill in Lebanon, Maine. And he took the lump sum. After taxes, he gets about $500 million. And he filed suit against it. So that's all this family drama. Because the baby mama immediately demands some money, and so he's suing her. Now, this to me is just the height of pettiness because you are now a half-billionaire. You have $500 million in the bank, and you want your baby mama to pay you 6 figures in some penalty because she told his family. He says she violated an NDA to keep the winnings under wraps until their daughter turns 18. How the hell are you going to keep $500 million quiet until 2032? Hey, listen, I won this money.
You know what? If it means you get $500 million, I'll keep it quiet.
Yeah.
But keeping it quiet means you can't buy anything. You can't change your lifestyle at all.
Not
what are you
that
going to do with
much.
that money?
That'll be fine.
Well,
What would you do with that money?
She says he told his own family, and so he's lying. But it's it has immediately caused all these problems.
But it solves problems.
It's because he's being a jerk about it. He never had to tell his baby mama. Why did he tell her in the first place?
Well, he probably owes her money. I mean,
Well,
but
that's
again,
his own fault.
yeah. Well,
The child support goes up a bunch. The next month, how much why did I get $300 million?
but I don't understand why he's mad at her for talking to his family when he says that the mistake he made was telling his dad without having him sign a confidentiality agreement. Imagine you're a regular dude in Portland, Maine, who's pulled off, probably on the way to work. You get a scratcher or whatever, a lot of, mega millions at the Gas and Grill on your way in, and you win. You hit $1.3 billion. You take half of that home after taxes, and you're immediately thrust into all kinds of problems with your family. Now you have
Don't tell them.
But how are you not going to do that? Because you're going to buy stuff. You're going to buy a new house. You're going to buy a Ferrari. Whatever these dudes do up there in Portland, Maine, if they had that much money.
Right, but if you know your family is that problematic, don't tell them. And when they call and say, why do you have a Ferrari? Don't answer the phone. You very clearly have no problem cutting your family off.
Yeah, but the baby, you share a child with this other woman. She knows your family. And that's kind of what seems to be the crux of this whole thing, is that everybody's talking to everybody else. This guy didn't want anybody talking to anybody. But it sounds like the problems, it wasn't sound like it was a family that already had problems, and then this guy fell ass backwards into a ton of money. His dad's a retired cop. He's 70. I mean, I don't know what this guy's complaining about. He's not long for this world in the first place. And so the dad is like, my son told me about it. He said that he just told me he won, but that his family members are misleading each other. And
Well, here's my thing.
There's a movie called Greed that explains how this all goes down.
Is
My
that Ben
family-
Stiller?
No, that is Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. Okay.
My family is dramatic, poor hillbillies, okay? And like I said, if I won $600 million, I'd say, hey, guys, here, all your debts are paid. Everything.
Would they be dramatic if they were rich?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm going to pay off all your debts. Nobody has any debt.
Right.
Your kids are set up for the rest of their lives. Don't talk to me again. Not even don't talk to me again. Don't ever bring up money to me again. I just cleared your whole life. Maybe I'll throw in $250,000. Maybe I'll give you each $1 million. Maybe I'll give you each $10 million. I don't want to hear one word out of your mouth ever about money problems until the day that I die.
Right.
And if you do, I don't have to talk to you again. You have $600 million.
Yeah.
I can't be. It can't be naive to think that amount of money you can make whatever you want to happen. You can make happen.
Yeah, you have complete freedom.
And I even mean you never have to speak to another person again.
Right.
If you don't like these people with $600 million, you have the ability to cut them out of your life forever.
Well, especially since this sounds like the dad is just mad because the kid told him he was going to give him a bunch of money, and now he says he's not gonna.
Right.
Well, that bummed me out too.
Well, yeah,
I'd be bummed.
that would really
I'd be like,
suck.
Hey, I wanted that money.
Yes. Yeah, that would really suck.
I really wanted that money.
So he's mad that his parents are talking to the baby mama because he doesn't like her. She's an ER nurse. He wants nothing to do with her other than the fact that they share a kid. So he's mad that the parents and her are talking. But the guy's like, this is our grandchild. Like, we want to have a good relationship, you know? But that, even people who haven't won the lottery, that can cause problems. When, like, your parents are still talking to the ex. Like, my mom and my sister still talk to my ex-wife a lot. And I'm like, I don't talk to you guys that much. So what's going on here? And listen, they're
just friendly chats, like
I
call
guess
on the phone?
I don't know. I'll just hear things like, oh, so I'm like, what? So, yeah, that's weird. I'm like, listen, it's, you know, our children are their grandchildren.
I heard they're the future.
Our children are the future. And the past, quite frankly.
Oh.
Our children are literally the past. I shot them out of me.
Ew.
Mary, do I need to explain to you how things
No.
work? Are you sure?
I bet you're shooting.
Are you positive?
Pretty positive.
I would be happy to explain it to you.
Alan Cox, Super Sperm.
Gross.
So, yeah. And then the I'm surprised nobody has coined the phrase wealth therapy, so I'll do it. But the thing, I was watching a thing this morning where they were talking about therapists are starting to speak out about the problems that rich people face.
Whoa.
That wealth can be very isolating, and that most people will dismiss rich people's mental health, but they're still humans. It's like,
I do.
Yeah, I think they're not dismissing their mental health. They're dismissing their barriers to entry to get help for mental health issues.
Right.
There are none for rich
What,
people.
You can't afford therapy? Is that what it is? You can't afford
They
to
can
go
afford
see?
anything.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
of
why
course.
people get mad, where it's like, oh, it's not like you don't have insurance. And even if you don't have insurance, it's not like you can't afford $400 an hour.
So they talk to therapists. While wealth can bring with it some unconventional problems, most other problems that the rich face may not be as strange as we think. And they talk about, yeah, okay, rich people have problems like one person was denied an invite-only Ferrari.
Oh.
And
that's-
another
what a
person
slight.
accidentally destroyed a bunch of coral reefs with a 300-foot yacht. Yeah, those are problems, but you can afford to handle them.
This is infuriating.
If you're having yacht problems, I feel bad for you, son.
Got it, $99 million.
But a quid ain't one.
£9.
No, what? I bet he can hear me, yeah? Yeah.
9 bloody quid.
Yep. So, yeah, they've got problems, too. Like you run over some coral reefs.
Yeah. Yeah, be careful with them. Is that really his fault? Wasn't that he's got a captain driving the boat?
I mean, you'd
not.
certainly
I
think
guess
so.
yeah.
You would certainly think so.
Gotta look out for those coral reefs.
They said that the 1% live in such a rarefied place in the world. Very few people share their reality.
Mm-hmm.
And they never know what people really want them for. Do people like them for them?
Probably not.
I can understand that.
Of course.
Where it's like you're not, you
Paranoia
feel
and
insecure.
distrust.
Mhm. You feel insecure in any new friendships or relationships. I understand that. I'll give him that one.
A distorted sense of purpose. There's a difference between people who earned their wealth compared to people who inherited it. How about that? But again, Mary wants to find out. She wants to do her own research on this subject.
I would also like to.
If you haven't got problems, I feel
to know.
bad for your son.
I got a break here if you want to.
99 problems and a bitch ain't one.